So I want to talk about Medicreation, not just as a practice, but as a lifestyle. And we're going to start with lifestyle because we could say that Medicreation in itself is the act of getting and staying connected with your higher self and source. And in doing so, it enables us to create in the quantum field. And this is where most of us drop the ball. You know, we walk around in reactive mode. And what that does when we're reacting to everything going on around us in our external worlds, we're living in survival mode. And guess what you manifest from the space of survival? Chaos and catastrophe. Just look at our world right now and you'll have a really good idea of what mass consciousness chaos looks like. So we have to ask ourselves, what are we reacting to exactly? Usually it's people and circumstances that we allow to take us out of alignment with our higher good. But is it really people and circumstances? You see, the people and circumstances that you're allowing to throw you back into survival mode are actually your greatest teachers. Why do I say that? Because they're here to show you places you still need to heal and grow. I always tell my coaching clients that whenever they feel triggered, they should consider it a love note from the universe trying to let them know something. Maybe, you're taking a wrong path, or maybe you need to find and forgive a past wound. So here's what happens. We get all excited about manifesting, and we say we're totally on board with manifesting a better life, a more abundant business, right? And we even say that we understand that love and joy and gratitude are the highest vibrations of all. And if we can just hold on to those frequencies long enough, the things we want will show up in our lives. And for the most part, this is true. But again, the moment we get mad at our ex for not sending child support payments, or we freak out about a Facebook feed, about all the doom and gloom going on, everything goes south. Everything goes to hell in a handbasket. So let's look at what happens on a biological level when this happens. First of all, our brain waves will go haywire. And what I mean by that is that they'll go into a high beta wave. And as a result, our bodies are going to start producing cortisol, adrenaline, along with over 1,000 other harmful chemicals that damage our organs and lower our immunity. In high beta, the only thing you're going to manifest is a migraine or a late bill. And you certainly can't feel joy where fear lives. And I can tell you, importantly, that you cannot use your imagination productively. Is this making sense? So now let's look at the practice of Medicreation. You calm yourself down through deep breathing. Maybe you put your headphones on and you listen to brain entrainment music. And what's happening as you allow yourself to relax is that your brain waves slow down and go into alpha, sometimes even theta. But when we're just beginning to work with this, our main mission is to get out of high beta and to go into alpha. I mean, that's really, really monumental. And then eventually, with time and practice, you'll begin to slip into a theta brainwave. But for right now, just focusing on getting out of high beta and into alpha, that's going to take you miles on your manifestation journey. So now that we are relaxed, our brain waves are slow, we're breathing deeply, not shallow. Now you come up with your ideal outcome. And you're going to envision a living scene. And when I say a living scene, I mean it's real. It's happening in real time. And this is going to be something that you specifically want to have happen in your life. But it's also envisioning yourself being in the actual imagery. Because you are imagining yourself becoming the person who already has the thing that you want. Because remember, whatever it is we want to manifest in our lives, we have to become the person who is in alignment with it, right? If we already radiated the vibration of having a certain thing, the thing would already be ours. So you're seeing the scene in your mind's eye, you're impressing upon your subconscious mind this scene, and guess what? Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not. In fact, your subconscious mind is running your life. And quite literally, anything that's not so great that you experience now is most usually a result of a self-limiting belief that you don't even know you have because it's under your level of conscious awareness. So with Medicreation, what begins to happen is we replace those self-limiting beliefs with self-empowering beliefs based on the proof of the picture we're imagining. Now, when I say proof, I mean our job is to convince our body and our brain that the scene we're imagining is truly occurring. And importantly, as we hold this image, we impress even deeper because we include the feeling of the emotion of already having it. And if you already had it, what would you feel like? Excited and grateful, right? And that's good because now you've got your heart in the game. And guess what that means? Your biology is on board too. So now your body's producing over 1,000 healing chemicals, including serotonin and dopamine, two of the heavy hitters. And so now you have what's called brain-heart coherence going on. And it's in this coherent, loving state that you connect with your higher self, with source, with infinite intelligence. And the longer and more often you can hold this state, you become the person who has what you want. And from there, it can't help but come to you. So instead of getting mad that the store's out of toilet paper, you smile, wondering what cool way it's going to show up for you. And the thing about this kind of manifesting, this science-based, spiritually driven practice, is that you have to give up the how. You have to give up knowing how it's going to arrive. The energy of this universe creates planets and manages the tides. So I'm pretty sure it can get you more clients and all the paper products you want, right? Yet our logical brain, aka our ego, wants to chime in, trying to map out how we're going to get what we want. But I promise you, the power of the universe and the infinite intelligence work in ways that we can never even imagine with our limited understanding. So let go of the how and focus on already having it in the now. Besides letting go of the how, we have to focus on having it now. And what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is that whatever you want to manifest, whatever you're imagining, you should feel that it's transpiring right in this moment. You should be opening your eyes after every session, feeling that jolt of excitement and appreciation for what you just mentally rehearsed, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're mentally rehearsing something and feeling it with a calm mind, knowing that you've already created it in the quantum field. And you have. Just because you haven't experienced it in your physical reality yet doesn't mean you've not created it, which is where a lot of us lose faith. You've got to know that it's coming in spite of not seeing it yet. And isn't that the very definition of faith? Trusting without actual proof? So the feeling you want to capture before you open your eyes from your practice is that you're experiencing it now. And then after you open your eyes, you have to remember and trust that you did create something. But now the hard part. We must maintain a positive, expectant emotion, knowing it's coming without continuing to react to the lack of it. I get this is hard. Things seem so chaotic. Instead of seeing what you want, you're often presented with the polar opposite of it. But this is where the magic happens if you let it. This is when you get the opportunity to say to the universe, okay, up there, I know I just created something in a higher dimension because I can feel it in my heart and see it in my mind. And now I know my job is to walk around in my waking hours 100% certain that it's coming. This is when mountains move and miracles happen. So you see, the practice of your sessions are foundational. Like stopping to put gas in your car for a long journey. You're fueling up. But your day-to-day living, that's crossing the state line. That's the journey. It's got to be in your daily practice, your daily attitude, your daily energy, your daily high vibration frequency. No matter what happens in your three-dimensional world, your feelings and your faith are the exact magnets for what you want on a soul level. I always tell my clients, get beyond just wanting money. Go deeper. What's in your heart? What is your soul longing to do, be, or have? Those are the manifestations that happen most rapidly. Those are the things that the universe responds to with enthusiasm. We all have a purpose, and I can promise you that our higher selves not only know what that purpose is, but that serving and loving others is the secret sauce to all of this. Whatever it is you want to manifest, you have to ask yourself how it can help others. How can it serve others? Because in the end, we're all connected in one big quantum concoction where it's impossible to say, do, or act upon someone else without calling that same thing back to ourselves. Every day I ask myself, how can I be more loving? How can I be of greater service? Instead of worrying or wondering how I can get more, I focus on how I can give more. The getting always boomerangs back to me anyway, and it will with you too. So I hope that this has been helpful. Medicreation is so much more than slapping on some headphones and visualizing $1 million in the bank. It's a way of living, of staying connected to your higher self and source, of staying connected to your purpose, of your soul calling, and conducting yourself energetically, spiritually, physically, and all the actions you take in a way that keeps you in alignment with whatever it is that you want to manifest for your highest and greatest good. Thank you for listening.